Goeienaand, good evening fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And if you follow my Loving Life 2019 channel, you will see the video that I put up yesterday about witchcraft in South Africa. And there's a link below to a very interesting document which actually sets out what is a sangoma, why is it so evil, and on top of that, the ANC government want to incorporate the sangomas into the National Health Insurance Scheme so they can get their heads into the trough, if you know what I'm talking about. Now, one of the results of this absolutely barbaric belief in witchcraft and everything that's associated with it is a situation where you have these horrific farm murders and people being even killed in their homes. And I have had so many reports in the last few days about people who've been impacted in this way. I just can't, I can't ignore it anymore. I've got to fill you in as to what's happening. And on the Wild Coast, which is east of the Transkei, it's a beautiful part of South Africa. A man who survived a stabbing at the Shululeka Reserve on the Wild Coast, which is some distance below or south of Durban, in which his pregnant wife died, has told a relative that he is able to recall the two men stabbed them while they were in bed, the relative said on Wednesday. Karen Turner, 33, was killed in the early hours of Tuesday morning, and her husband Matthew was stabbed several times in the stomach and rushed to hospital, her older brother Ian Crouch said. The details of the incident remain uncertain. However, Crouch told the paper that he managed to speak to Matthew after he came out of surgery at a Pietermaritzburg hospital on Tuesday night. Crouch said his recollection was that he was woken up by being stabbed in the stomach. There was a guy on his side of the bed stabbing him in the stomach, and the other chap was stabbing my sister. He said he did manage to sort of grab the guy, and there was a bit of a tussle down the stairs. After that, he doesn't have any recollection. Crouch said his sister, who was a locum teacher at Underberg Primary School, had been about 3 months pregnant and celebrated her birthday on Monday. He said the couple, with their 23-year-old son, had been on their way to a wedding and had taken the week off to spend some time together. Their friends were staying in a chalet next door. They had arrived there that day. It was a long day and they were shattered. According to police spokesperson Captain Dineo Kuna, the neighbour heard loud noises in the early hours of the morning and went to knock on the door. Kuna said the husband opened the door and he was bleeding. The wife was dead on her back. There was no sign of forced entry and everything inside the house was upside down. It was not like a robbery because no valuables were taken. Crouch said they were on the scene before the police. It is true there was no forced entry, but the big sliding door off the balcony was open and all the windows were open and on latches. You're in a holiday resort. Anyone could have entered, he said. It was an absolute bloodbath. You could see it started upstairs in the bedroom. He said nothing appeared to have been taken and the couple's cell phones were next to the bed. The family is trying to establish whether she had left her cooler bag with medicine at home or whether that was potentially taken. Crouch said, my sister was a very down-to-earth person, very grounded. They had just moved into a new house on the farm, which they had done up together. This is in Underberg. This is where Patrick lives. Police said there were no suspects at this stage. Kuna said the husband was still in intensive care. He, the husband, is the only person who will lead us to who did this, said Kuna. Eastern Cape Parks and Tourism Agency, or ECPTA, CEO Vuyani Deyemani, said they were shocked by what had happened and were doing everything in their power to assist with the investigation, as the safety and security of our guests remains a key priority. The couple had made a booking at the reserve from Monday until Thursday, according to the agency. Diamani said they understood how dire this ordeal was for the families affected and sympathized as emotions ran high while the investigation progressed. He encouraged members of the public, including staff members, to contact police if they had any information. The ECPTA sent its condolences to loved ones of the couple. Now, that just happened this week on the coast south of Durban. Horrific. A woman 12 weeks pregnant is murdered. And, you know, these guys who did it, they've got no guilt. There's no moral compass. It's part of this whole witchcraft thing. It's just absolutely shocking. And look at this, Elsie's River. Gruesome murder of 3 children and teenager, 2 mums injured. Gruesome murder of 3 children and teenager, 2 mums murdered, Elsie's River. Soon after the gruesome murder of 4 people in Elsie's River, the anti-gang unit members with Elsie's River crime prevention police officers and crime intelligence worked throughout the night. It is alleged that at 11 p.m. the suspects forced their way into a residence in Northmead Cottage, Melton Road, Clark Estate, and started shooting randomly. As a result, 3 children and a 19-year-old were killed instantly. The deceased children are aged 10, 2, and 12. 2 women in their 30s, who are believed to be the mothers of the deceased children, sustained serious gunshot wounds. They are currently in hospital. South African Police Service forces comprising AGU members, Elsie's River crime prevention and intelligence operatives descended on specific places in search of the suspects. Early this morning they arrested a 30-year-old suspect in the area. A few hours later another suspect aged 36 was apprehended. They are expected to appear in court as soon as they are charged. The investigation is looking into all avenues, including the possibility that the incident might be gang-related. And then, I mean, look, there's so many of these happening in South Africa right now, you can't even point a stick at them. And that's why I put up that video on Loving Life 2019, should I go or should I stay? Because you live in a country which is now not run by a government, it's run by anarchy and a corrupt ANC. It is completely hopeless. Farm attack. Paraplegic owner brutally assaulted by 6 attackers in Boons. A violent farm attack took place on the 15th September 2019 in Boons, Northwest Province. That's where our group are right now. They're right up north in Uppington. This is what's going on all over South Africa. A worker was attacked in her home by 6 armed attackers. She was then forced to take them to the main house where the wheelchair-bound paraplegic owner was brutally assaulted. Firearms, cash and phones were robbed during the attack. There is no other information available at this stage. Police are investigating. Now, the police rarely arrest anyone. It's like, you know, it's more the exception to the rule that they actually arrest someone. And this is why crime in South Africa is out of control. And what I've just related to you here is just a few current examples of the vicious violence that these guys do or perpetrate on people. And it goes back to this whole thing with my video about witchcraft, which is on Loving Life 2019. And I'll put that link directly below. If you go and look through the videos, you can't miss it. You'll see me holding a death mask in my hand, which is an original witch doctor's death mask. And to find out more, you'll have to go to that video. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video, and above all, stay safe.